Hello everyone, this is Venugopal. Today in this session we are going to see the array list concept from Java collection framework. So first of all we will see what is array list. Basically the array list is a class which implements a list interface in the collection framework. So array list is what? It is a class which implements the interface, list interface. The second point is the array list is resizable. You can also say this as a resizable array. That means what? It has a growable nature. Or you can say that a growable array, which is automatically increase the size of the array as you will insert the elements. It also contains a duplicate elements. Also it will reserve the, or you can say that it will maintain the insertion order. It will maintain the insertion order. That means what? The way the elements enter into the arrays, right? How you are going to add the elements will be display accordingly only. That is called as the insertion order. Next is it also implement a random access. As the elements will be read or stored in the array using the index, so it also implements the random access. One more thing is the array list is non-synchronized. Non-synchronized means what? It can allow the multiple threads at a time. Now when to use this array list? The best choice to use this array list is whenever your frequent operations is retrieval. Whenever your operation is retrieval or reading the elements of the array, this will be the best choice. Why? Because it implements a random access interface. That means what? Either you are going to access the first element or else you are going to access the 500th element. The time required for to access the first index and the 500th element will be same. The time is required same because of this random access nature. And the worst case means or better to not use this array list. In case worst case is when you want to insert or delete the elements from the middle of the array. Why? Because in array list, whenever you want to insert or whenever you want to delete, right, it will take too much time. For example, if I'll consider one example like this, suppose these are the elements of my array list. Okay, and suppose we will start by taking the index like 0, then 1, 2, up to so many. For example, 10 elements are there. Or I will take the index as 9, 0 to 10. Okay, and suppose if I have some elements in this array list, for example having 10, then I'll have the elements 20, 30 and so on. For example 40, 50. Or suppose any element 70, like that. Okay, so what happen if I want to insert already at the second index, that is at 1, we are having 20. Suppose I want to insert now 100. At what index? At this index, at second index. Then in array list or in array, what would happen? If I want to insert this 100, I want to insert 100 in this position. I want to insert the 100 in this position. That means what? What do you need to do? If I want to insert at that particular location, I have to shift these elements to the next index. I have to shift this 30 to the next index. I have to shift this 40 to the next index. Likewise, suppose if your array list contains thousands or lakh elements, then what happen? You have to shift this element for 1000 or lakh times. That is the reason why whenever you want to go for the insertion or deletion, the array list is not a good choice. In that case, you can go for what? The linked list concept. That we will see in our next video, the linked list concept. So I hope you have got all these points theoretically. Now let us try to implement the practical approach, how to insert and how to remove the elements. Few of the operation we will see in the program. Yes, to implement, let us create one class. My class name is, I will take like Arraylist demo. I will include this main method here. Now we are going to develop one program based on Arraylist. So before that, let us tell you the various constructors. Various constructors used to declare the array list. So there are number of constructors are available. Number one is how to define, how to declare. So it's very simple. Array list is a class. Now I'll take AL is my object, and some keys are not working. No problem, absolutely. We will take the help of virtual keyboard. New and array list. This is the basic structure of declaring the array list object. Okay, what this will do? This will create an empty array list with the default capacity. Whenever you are going to create an array list, initially the capacity would be the 10 elements. The capacity would be the 10 elements. After that, there is one more constructor, Arraylist AL equals to new Arraylist in the bracket. You can also mention the initial capacity. What capacity you want for the declared array, that also you can mention. For example, if I want the capacity like 1000 elements, I want 1000 elements, so you can also declare accordingly. Okay, so Arraylist int capacity. Just a minute. What I will do, I'll crop this thing. So that you will be able to see the Control Z. Cut. Okay. The capacity. One more declaration is there. The third declaration. Whenever Arraylist AL equals to, just a minute, equals to new array list, in the bracket you can pass the collection and see. That means what? Whenever you want to initialize this object with the elements of the collection, you can go for that. That means what? We are having three constructors. We are having the three constructor declaration for the array list. The first one is we'll create the default list with a capacity of 10 elements, and the second one is you can also give the capacity at the time of declaration, and the third thing is what you can also initialize this array list object with the collection elements. Okay, so let us implement this. So we will try for the first one, that is array list L equals to new array list, and we will keep it as a blank. Now array list is by default, it's not under your java.lang package, it is under your java.util package. So we need to import this array list, import java.util.array list package. Now we will try to add some elements to this array list. So how to add? We are having number of elements. So al dot, see, the moment I have clicked on dot, see, these are all the methods, right? Some of the methods are of the array list and some of the methods are from the list also, because it implements list class. Okay, so these are all methods you can access by using this array list object. Now first of all we want to add some elements. So how to add? Simply by clicking on this add. Suppose I want to add some numbers, 10 l dot add. Suppose I want to add 20 al dot add. Suppose I want to add 40, like that. Okay, now let us check the output. Al, control save. Let us run this program by using Java application. Now see, 10 is our first element, 20 is the second element, and 40 is the third element, right? So it reserves what is, it reserves your insertion order. The way you are inserting the elements into the array list, it will be displayed on the same pattern. One more thing, see, the output is displayed in some specific format, like square brackets and then data separated with the comma. That means what happened whenever you are calling this or whenever you are printing this object, that means it internally calls a toString method. It internally calls what? A toString method, and override that method in the form of what we are getting the display. Okay, and the toString method is available where? It is available in your super class, that is the object. Now suppose if I want to add al dot add, I want to suppose add my name here, Venugopal. Can we add this into this? Yes, because one more point actually I have missed here to talk about, that is what? This array list, basically the list interface will allow the heterogeneous elements. You can also enter the heterogeneous elements. That means what? Heterogeneous data means what? It may be integers, it may be strings, or whatever it may be, right? Let us check whether it will be acceptable or not. Click on Java application. Now see the output, 10, 20, 40 and Venugopal. That means it is accepting what? The heterogeneous data as well. Suppose if you want to add some data in some particular index, add. Suppose I want to add the data at the second position, right? So how to do that? Just give an index. Suppose the index is 1, and here I am writing suppose any data, for example Vijay. I want to add this data at this particular location. Now check by executing the program. See, at the second position, that means the index is always starts with a 0. So at one location the Vijay is added. Now similarly, if you want to remove the data, so you can do that by simply calling the remove method, and in the bracket either you can pass the value or you can pass the index. Suppose I am passing the index. Remove the data which is available at the index 1. What data we are is available at that position? Sorry, actually I will take this statement after this printing so that we can able to see the clear output. Suppose here I want to remove, right? And after removal I just want to check the output. See, now we have inserted at this one location Vijay, and after printing again we want to remove that particular name and we are printing again just to check the output. See, Vijay was there after inserting, and after this statement I am removing that element which is present at the second location. So in this way you can try for the other methods as well. I hope you have understood how to create this array list with using the constructor. We are having two more constructors. After that we have seen how to add the heterogeneous data. You can also restrict to accept the heterogeneous data by this array list by simply putting here, I want to take just the integer data. So you can do that by just simply putting the restriction like this, integer. Now this array list will be in the position to accept only integer. The moment I have added this integer, you can observe here that this is throwing what? An error. Okay, so what we will do now, this is not going to run, so we need to comment this one, and it will accept only what? It will accept only the integers. Similarly, you can also put on a string here so that it will accept only strings. If I'll execute this one, see 10, 20, 40, and in the next output, as we are removing the element from the one index, that is the reason why it is showing what? Only two elements. I hope you are getting. We have seen the concept theoretically first. What is array list? Sorry, some spelling mistake here. This should be list. This is an array list. And these are the points that we have seen. Then we have seen what is the best case, what is the worst case. It also accepts the heterogeneous elements. Then we have seen the three ways to declare the array list. One is the empty, second one is by providing the capacity, and the third one is what? By initializing with the help of the other elements of the collection. Then we have seen the practical approach by seeing the practical example. I hope you have understood the concept of array list and how to implement the array list. We will come with some more videos on this list interfaces in my coming video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.